Thank God it's Friday. TGIF it is. And the program, it's Citizen Sports now. A lovely weekend. With me, Emmanuel Fashibi. Yes, let's take you around the world of sports. As indeed was a night of goals in match day one of the UEFA Champions League games played. Yes, games started on Tuesday and continued till yesterday. Yes, the last round of games in the group stages was played yesterday in match day one of the UEFA Champions League. Yes, one man coming back to England, stunned Newcastle United. St. Jesse's back. Stunned Newcastle United at St. James's Park. Yes, the man is gradually coming back to his best. That is Marcus Rashford, who's on loan from Manchester United. And don't forget also, yes, after yesterday's games, the league games are back. And also the World Athletics Championship ongoing in Tokyo. Yes, we have a finalist in today's event. That is Nathaniel Ezekiel in the men's 400 meters hurdles final. We'll be looking forward to Ezekiel at least coming back with a medal in that particular event. But the field is full of stars. World number 1, world number 2, and world number 3. Yes, they are all in the final. That is Ray Benjamin, Walholm, and Dos Santos of Brazil. Okay, let's quickly start from this story. You know how we normally do it on the show. We take some Nigerian stories and then we look at football. Okay, let's go straight to the world of basketball first. And then we'll take other Nigerian stories also. And then we'll take you to Europe and give you all of the happenings in the UEFA Champions League played last night. Yes, the Nigerian senior men's basketball team, the Tigers of Nigeria, have dropped to number 53 in the latest world rankings following the rankings released by the governing body FIBA after a summer of intense basketball activity which saw continental tournaments take place across the globe. The Tigers, who reached the quarterfinals of the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket tournament in Angola last month, dropped a massive 11 spot from number 42 in March 2025 to 53rd position in the world for the September rankings. Furthermore, the 2015 African champions slipped from 6th to 8th on the continental rankings, amassing a total of 248.7 points compared to 297.8 points they had as at March earlier this year. Nigeria were among the biggest droppers in the latest rankings, alongside Morocco, Tunisia, Virgin Islands, and Kosovo, while the biggest climbers include Mali, South Africa, Turkey, Cyprus, and Jamaica. Furthermore, the 2015 African champions slipped from 6th to 8th on the continental rankings. Nigeria were among the biggest droppers in the latest ranking, alongside Morocco, Tunisia, Virgin Islands, and Kosovo, while the biggest climbers include Mali, South Africa, Turkey, Cyprus, and Jamaica. The team were led to the quadrennial tournament by coach Mohamed Abdrahman and did not have the smoothest of preparation leading up to AfroBasket 2025 tournament. At the tournament proper, Nigerians run saw them top Group B with 6 points, following victories against Madagascar, 3-time champions Tunisia, and Cameroon during the round-robin phase. Their campaign ended when they faced Senegal in the last 8, which resulted in a 91-75 defeat, although the likes of Caleb Agada, Josh Okogie, Stan Okoye, and Ike Nwamu were the top performers for the D Tigers during the competition. Nigeria's focus will now shift to the FIBA Men's World Cup qualifying series, set to commence in November, as they bid to secure a place for the next edition of the competition, set to be held in Qatar by 2027, having missed out on the 2023 edition. The last time Nigeria featured at the FIBA Men's World Cup was during the 2019 edition held in China, under the guidance of former head coach Alex Nwora. Meanwhile, leading the rankings on the continent is South Sudan, who sit top with 446.7 points, although it dropped one spot to secure a place for the next edition of the competition, set to be held in Qatar. South Sudan dropped one spot from the 23rd to 24th in the world. Newly crowned AfroBasket champions Angola moved 4 places to second on the continent and 29th in the world, while Ivory Coast, Egypt, Senegal, Cape Verde, Tunisia, Cameroon, and Mali make up the top 10 places. As expected, the United States of America occupy the number 1 spot in the world, having accrued 845.8 points. Reigning world champions Germany are second with 765.9 points, while Serbia, France, and Canada sit inside the top 5. Still talking about rankings. It's not a good news for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, as Nigeria has dropped to number 45th in the latest FIFA Men's World Ranking released yesterday to equal their lowest position in 6 years during a difficult period for the Super Eagles. The slip of one place from 44th to 45th marks Nigeria's worst rankings since June 2019, when they also sat 45th globally and only just above their low of 46th in February that year. The Eagles now find themselves outside the world's top 40 and remain 6th in Africa, trailing Morocco, Senegal, Egypt, Algeria, and Cote d'Ivoire. FIFA confirmed that over 200 international fixtures were taken into account in compiling the September rankings, with Nigeria's poor run of results contributing heavily to their fall. In 5 matches under review, the Eagles managed just 2 wins, 2 defeats, and a draw. A major part of the slump came during the African Nations Championship in Tanzania, where Eric Shell's home-based side were eliminated at the group stage. Nigeria lost their opening fixture to Senegal by a lone goal before suffering a humiliating defeat to Sudan. They restored some pride with a 2-0 victory over Congo in their final match, but the early exit damaged their ranking points. The main Eagles took off from there and fared slightly better in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. They edged Rwanda 1-0 in Uyo thanks to a goal from Tolu Arokodare before securing a 1-1 draw away to South Africa in Bloemfontein. Despite those results, the points accumulated were not enough to prevent Nigeria from sliding down the global order. Elsewhere in Africa, Morocco strengthened their grip as the continent's top-ranked side. Morocco moving from 11th in the world after winning 7 of their 9 matches since July, including the Chan Trophy. Morocco moved up to 11th in the world rankings. Senegal climbed to 18th, while Egypt held steady at 35th, and Algeria fell to 38th. Ivory Coast rose to 44, just ahead of Nigeria, while Tunisia jumped 3 places to 46th. Cameroon dropped to 52nd. South Africa improved to 55th, and Mali slipped 2 places to 56th. Yes, globally, Spain now returned to the top of the summit of the FIFA ranking for the first time since 2014, overtaking Argentina, which dropped to 3rd after being leapfrogged by France. That is 11 years ago that the Spanish side have tasted the top spots in FIFA World Rankings. Yes, Spain are now the top of the rankings. Portugal, Croatia, and Italy also moved up within the top 10, while Germany slid to 12th following a defeat to Slovakia, who made the biggest jump by climbing 10 places to 42nd. The latest update paints a worrying picture for Nigeria. The Eagles sit 3rd in their World Cup African qualifying series with 11 points, 3 points behind Benin in 2nd, and 4 adrift of leaders South Africa. With only 2 matches remaining, they face the prospect of missing consecutive World Cup tournaments after their playoff defeat to Ghana denied them a spot at Qatar 2022. Spanish side, the La Rojas, they are called, are now the number 1 team in the world, as our own Super Eagles are dropped to 45th in the latest ranking. They still maintain their 6th spot on the continent of Africa. As for the Super Eagles, they will have an opportunity to recover ground when they face Lesotho and Benin in October, that is next month. Fixtures that will also determine their qualification hopes. Anything less than 2 victories could deepen the crisis and prolong their stay outside the top 40 in the world rankings. The next FIFA Men's World Rankings will be published on October 23rd, 2025. What is happening to the men? Basketball, senior basketball men's team of Nigeria dropped in their rankings. Now the Super Eagles have dropped. But let me tell you, the D Tigers and the Super Falcons of Nigeria are number 1 basketball team in Africa. And both of them, basketball, the D Tigers are number 1 African women's basketball team. And then the Super Falcons are number 1 African women's football team. So you see, the women are holding steady. What is happening to my gender? We should wake up. It's a wake-up call to my gender. Do well, and you will bounce back. All right, let's move ahead to the table tennis. As France-based Nigerian table tennis player Taiwo Mati has earned a record to the national team ahead of the 2025 African Championship in Tunisia, where he will team up with top star Kadri Arena and 8 other players. The tournament is built for Tunis from October 12 to 19. Mati's last outing for the country until this year was at the 2023 ITTF World Championship in Durban, South Africa. Despite being one of Africa's standard performers at Durban 2023, the left-handed star had been absent from the national team for 2 years. The 20-year-old who plays professionally in Europe earned his spot after a strong performance at the 2025 West Regional Championship, where he finished among the top 4, edging out Moise Adegoke. For the African Championship, he joins a formidable team that includes Africa top-ranked player, a formidable team of made up of stars: Aruna, 2019 African Games gold medalist Olajide Omotayo, 2-time West African champion Matthew Kuti, and rising talent Abdulbasit Abfatah. The women's team features promising young players such as Favor Ojo, Aishat Rabiu, Kabirat Ayola, and Shukurat Ayela Bigan. Veteran Ajoke Ojomo will lead the squad as captain in Tunis. The continental event sets off as a qualifier for the 2026 ITTF World Team Championship in London, United Kingdom, a landmark edition marking the centenary of the World Championship, returning to the city where it all began in 1926. You can take that to the bank. Meanwhile, NTTF Vice President Adesoji Tayo emphasized the importance of early exposure for young athletes. He said, we believe that exposing these young players to top-tier competition will help them to grow stronger and more confident. Competing against Africa's best will prepare them to face global opponents. Most elite players began early, and we want our talent to follow that path. with guidance from experienced coaches like Segun Toriola and Dotun Omoni. We are optimistic they will give valuable experience and deliver strong performances. The top performing teams in both the men's and women's categories will earn qualification for London 2026, the sport's most prestigious stage. In the men's division, Nigeria and Egypt lead a competitive field that includes Tunisia, Algeria, Ivory Coast, Madagascar, Uganda, Ethiopia, South Africa, Angola, Cameroon, Congo, Brazzaville, Benin Republic, DR Congo, and Morocco. The women competition will feature Egypt, Nigeria, Benin Republic, Ghana, Ethiopia, Botswana, Cote d'Ivoire, Uganda, Madagascar, DR Congo, Cameroon, South Africa, Angola, Algeria, and the host nation, Tunisia. Right, let's see how that tournament pans out. Okay, let's quickly take these. This is a big story coming in from the National Sports Commission as Nigeria yesterday welcomed the Commonwealth Sport Bid Evaluation Committee to Abuja, a major step towards hosting the 2030 Commonwealth Games. President Bola Tinubu, represented by his Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, formally received the delegation at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja.